Probate expert, and welcome to our Thursday ProbateWeekly.com probate call. We get together with investors, wholesalers, real estate agents, vendors, attorneys, and families from all the country to talk about all things probate real estate. We do live stream it on YouTube and Facebook. You're welcome to jump in there. And if you're there watching, put in your comments, and we'll try to catch them and make it participate. If you're on the Zoom, the goal is to be participative, especially today. I'm really excited about the particular topic we have. And so if you have questions, comments, want to add into the discussion, unmute yourself and jump in family style, raise your hand, put something in the chat box with a question, and I'm glad to try to jump in and handle that. What I can tell you is, I coach hundreds of real estate agents, is the more you participate in business, the more money you make. The more you help other people, the more value you create for other people, the more money you make. So, and this topic today is all about helping other people. I'm really excited today. I'm a full-time real estate broker in Southern California. I have a team that's national. That's probate in California. We do probate real estate business in Georgia, Florida. We're expanding all across the country. And I'm always looking for tools to help our team be more successful, bring more value to our attorneys, more value to the families that we service. One day I'm perusing through the internet. I think I was on a Facebook group. I saw a comment from somebody about this tool I'd never heard of, called Executorium. And it's an amazing tool that is really a resource for executors of estates to find the various services that are available. Now, I'll tell you that in my world, if you find me, I handle it for you. I do all this stuff. But I'm always looking for other like-minded professionals, and also in other areas to help my team find those other people. Came across the founder, George Compton, who he'll tell you straight how he got to this. I think it's really exciting. But I think it's an opportunity for you to create some business for yourself. I think you'll find some people that are like-minded and will help you with your business in your local area. They'll give you a tool to help you market your business. They'll give you a tool to okay, hold on a second. I see somebody playing around a little bit. I know this game by now, so we'll solve this. And I'm really sorry. You got that. Okay. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. We get people come in from time to time. Talk and disrupt. We call it Zoom bombing. We call it Zoom bombing. My sister cut that one. Anyhow, we're excited to introduce you the founder of Executorium, George Compton. George, say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Now, is that background real life or is that a photo?
That is Sussex County, New Jersey.
Sussex County, New Jersey. Those are real trees? Was that a picture of a tree?
Yeah, no, those are real trees. If you think about New Jersey and you think about the flat top of New Jersey, making a border with New York, and then the western border of New Jersey bordering Pennsylvania being the Delaware River, Sussex County is the county right in the corner there. So we've got New York City about 50 miles that way, sunsetting over your state about 3,100 miles that way. It's a very nice part of the state. Used to say there were more cows than people, but that's no longer the case.
I'll tell you, having been in New Jersey, California, you think of Bayonne, you think of some of the big industrial cities, Newark, but so much of New Jersey is beautiful. So thank you for bringing that vision to us. George, just a little background. How'd you get into, where'd you grow up? And how'd you get into the space of Executorium?
Well, I grew up here in Sussex County, made my way around and about, even into California from time to time. Was a executive director of a not-for-profit, following college, and it was a not-for-profit, a 501c3 of heavy construction professionals, pile drivers, and geotechnical engineers, very technical stuff, international, very interesting work. And then about 15 years after being in that, I was packing up my desk to start a marketing firm, ready to turn the page. When I got a call from my mother that she was going to the hospital, could I meet her there? And she died that night. So that was a kind of a, not to be entirely too heavy, but that's the story. It was 15 years ago. And that was a bit of a turning point because I was the executor on the will with a couple of my sisters. I'm the youngest of 6. And it wasn't an easy estate. And I think with my not-for-profit experience, I went looking for something that would help me tender all the different concerns and subjects that I came across, not being new to business, but being new to the world of probate and estates and selling properties and selling, personalty, having appraisals done, finding an auctioneer, et cetera, all the way down the line. Went looking for some kind of resource, didn't find anything in that space. So, I blame this on my mother. It's been a lot of work, and I've had to, I've had this itch to scratch to create something that I've just been putting meat on this bone for the last 10 to 15 years, more so in the last 5 years, so that executors would have some place where they could find service providers, find answers to various topics across the board, be aware of the local, state, and federal bodies and resources that were available, be aware of curated resources that are available across the internet. So it's a repository, really, and it's designed so that not just the content informs, but a quick wander through. It's a simple site, might jog some questions and provoke an executor say, well, why do I need to know about this? Why do I need to know about mediation? Why would I need to know about selling gold? Why do I need to know the difference between an appraisal and, just finding values on eBay? And so on and so on.
So the itch you're scratching is really from the executor's point of view, family point of view. It's important for us as professionals, those of us realtors or attorneys or vendors. Again, that's what this tool is designed. So whenever you work with something, what's their goal? And then how can I help them solve their problem? And so the website, just to share real quick, we'll go into details, but the website, Executorium.com, and I came across this and right away. Tremendous opportunity for me as a resource. You have directory for state writers, for executors, government resources for executors. And so one of the things you have is a directory of providers. And so by county, if I put in here, in my case, I'm in Los Angeles County. So I'll just put in, imagine that somebody's looking for that, and I put go. And it'll pull up different types of appraisers, cleanouts, donations, estate auction. No, we're a big county. With a lot of probate vendors, estate sales, probate attorneys. Interesting. I don't know that I recognize Manhattan Beach for New Hall. Okay. Real estate agents. There's my favorite. I'm in there twice somehow.
Builder's so nice, we put you in twice.
Nice. I like that.
I'm sorry.
But you have about 900 vendors from around the country. Categories, and you can look by different categories and find the appraisers. LA County will put you right up to that. So it's a tremendous resource for an estate executor or maybe a professional to find vendors that are here. I think for me, as one of those, I saw a couple opportunities. One, obviously put myself in there, a little self-promotion. And then if you click on the particular person, real estate agent, then you also have the opportunity to put in more information about yourself, my address, my website, my social media, map to where I am. All that, all the marketing, but there's my different links to different things I put on. And so obviously I can link that page to professionals that want to have anybody in this call has that same opportunity. And then you can just click right there. If they're checking me out, want to see my Facebook page. Beautiful picture of my wife and daughter. Put the eye candy on your Facebook page, by the way, if you look like me. That's one of the tricks. So let's talk about kind of the organization from a professional vendor point of view. Who's allowed on here and what does it cost?
Well, we launched last year. I'm the creator of this site. I've gone through a lot of different syntheses of how to approach this, and my goal and my priority is to build the directory of estate service providers for executors, so that there is an asset and that there are complete listings and complete counties throughout the United States when executors go to find service providers. There is no cost to get a listing. That listing you just showed, Bill, is a full listing. It takes about 5 minutes to complete. I have to approve it. There's no reason not to approve it unless unless it's nonsense from some shady source somewhere. We know they're all out there. So there's a little bit of vetting. That's, just to keep some QA/QC. The motivation for just having no charge is to build up the resource. Ultimately, I would like to charge for listings, but part of the motivation is to build the resource. It's free right now. I don't know how long it's going to be free. I assume it will be free for foreseeable future, but time will tell. This is a young site. Right now, if you're signing up, you would be a founder. I'm grateful to people that are signing up now because I've put a lot of work and, frankly, my heart and soul into this. So when I get a sign up, I actually get very happy. So there have been a lot of people signing up, and so I've been pretty happy over the last few months. It's been interesting to develop this and see it come to fruition, and then you've got the relationship building piece. So that's where I'm at right here, and I appreciate this opportunity. So just to probably everybody's like, well, how do you make money? There is a column on the right-hand side, you might have seen it, where if you want to amplify your listing, you can buy an ad. And the ads are, here in Sussex County, they're $20 a month, and out there in LA County, they're $30 a month. So they're, like I said, this is a young site. We're building up traffic, and those rates will change as time goes on. But right now, there's introductory rates to get advertisers. There are 10 free months if you buy a year. I think the rates are extremely reasonable. So I'd encourage anyone to consider that and come and grow with us. But more important than the advertising is building the assets so that executors have a resource to turn to and find good service providers. It was important to me as an executor. We have had good service providers. Frankly, our dumpster guy was just a jewel. He was a great guy. Then I had other service providers that, I probably will never do business with again. There are all sorts, as everyone on this call is aware. We're not going to attempt to vet the listings, but we will encourage the executors to do their own vetting and consult Better Business Bureau and Google list ratings and referrals, et cetera, et cetera.
I can imagine down the road. Reviews within your site, comments from members within your site, license checks and things. It's a young site, and all these things. With more money and more time become possible. If you don't know my channel, but for those of you who've been on my call before, you probably heard me say the number one way to build your probate real estate business is people you already know. If you're an agent who's been in business already doing full-time business, but you want to add probate. The easiest way is to call your current database. He has a list of different vendors that you could say, by the way, I'm building my probate business. And you call your accountant or the appraiser. As a listing agent, I get called by appraisers all the time. I can call them back and ask them on the site. Cleanup. I've used handle gut junk and other services. Collectibles. I had a gun guy. I had a figurine collector guy. Donation services, auctions, all these different categories are people that are in your database. And if you call it, it's an excuse to call them, offer them value, putting them on the website, helping promote their business. That's what I do. Video interviews I do individually on my website. Then I would call them and say, let's do an interview together. Post that on my website. Put it on my social media. If I help an accountant, build their business by putting them on this website. It's another excuse to call them and do video. All it does is add more value to their business, which also can imagine George having in videos of different businesses and pointing to vendors within their creating a community system. So to those in the call, if you're a real estate agent, here's a chance for you to fill up your, not just put in your site, but find the good vendors and get them on the site and work with them and be in touch with them and to generate more business. So George, where do you see this? I think it's great now. It's a nice tool. And I see the value in it. I know when I saw you on Facebook, I jumped into it right away. Where do you see this project taking you 5 years from now? Where do you see this as the end game will be thought through?
Our mission is to be a resource for executors. So, well, this is phase one, and I have other ideas with other tools that executors can use that will come when, it's a project in the black. It's taken quite a bit of resources to get it to this point, and it's a great question. It's a fun question because now that the dirty work is done, the coding and the programming and all that fun stuff, getting to think about things like what did I need when I was an executor? Did I need checklists? Did I need a way to distribute the personalty fairly throughout my family? Should we think about educating different categories of service providers about the particular needs or sensitivities of a probate client? That's on my head. I don't know if that's really feasible, but that's just speaking extemporaneously. But the real answer to the question is flesh out the information that executors are going to need, because like I said at the tip top, this is a repository. It's very encouraging to see everybody on this call, and I do encourage everyone to take a listing. It will take 5 minutes, and then you'll be in front of executors. And I think the only criteria we're going to have for founders is as long as you can respond to an email check that you're still in business, we'll keep you on there. This would be the time to get in. I think we're also going to have founders discounts for advertising if that's interesting. But fleshing out the articles, getting better writing from guest bloggers once we start to increase our profile, and just finding more curated information around, more information around the internet that we can curate on behalf of executors and really be that resource that we set out to be. Flesh out that service providers directory and just keep working on that directory of government pages is the mission.
And on this call, everybody who's here, if you're an agent, if you're an accountant, if you're an attorney, these are free listings. If you're a real estate agent and you want to generate business, I am telling you the easiest way to get business as a real estate agent is to go through your database, look at that list of categories of providers that he's created for you. Call your database of current people. In some cases, you have clients who are married and you don't even know what the spouse does. And if you call and ask, you're going to discover the spouse is an accountant and they love some probate business or estate accounting business. Or you're going to discover the husband owns a storage business or is a general manager of a storage company, or you knew that and forgot and didn't think it was important. And what I'm going to tell you is, with the rise in interest rates, what's happened in our market, this is a transition period. the last couple of years, a jellyfish could sell a house. For the last few years, you could walk on a boulevard with a pancake sign, is that what they're called? Sandwich sign, and you get business. But the business now is going to turn back to like it is normally, and there'll be a premium on relationships and a premium on bringing value to your customers. And when somebody says, well, you say you're a probate expert or you're probate certified, what does that mean? That's because you haven't created value. But if you invite them to participate in a network of people who are involved with probate business, you're showing them the value. You're helping them with their business. And everybody, I'm just quick, show of hands, who here would like help generating more business for yourself? Anybody would like somebody else to help you? And we all would, right? Everybody loves those phone calls, including George. So I just want to ask you all, beg you all, go on. If you're an agent and you want to participate in probate business, you've been certified by Chad's program or MTI or one of those Paul Horn's program, you know the basics. Look, you can go on there. If you don't know much and you're scared, you can get the list and call me. I'll walk you through what to do. I'm glad to help you. But let's fill this up. And then more importantly, let's go through a Rolodex and find good vendors, leave the bad ones off. Send the bad ones to Craigslist, but the good ones, let's put them in this directory and fill it up. This is an amazing opportunity to make differences in people's lives nationally. And so I'm really excited to, somebody had their hand up. I'm sorry, I just missed that. Went up and then, what, did I answer the question or is somebody, probate listing for my mother?
No, I was just raising my hand that yes, I want more clients.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Well, you don't want to be missed because I might one day start handing out clients, and if your hand's not up, you're not going to get any. So good job. And so, okay. And so Gus is asking, it's an interesting question. So he says, when you first started the idea, was it because you were forced to have a probate listing when she passed? What was it in particular what was the itch that caused you to do this? What was the problem that you felt that you experienced, that you assume other people are experiencing, that caused you to launch this?
Well, I that's a really interesting question. I would assume like most, if not all the people on this call experience occasions when you're just, in over your head. You are all professionals who are, experts in your field, and you have a vast sea of knowledge, and you have professional experience, and you know your way around your industry backwards and forwards. And I was an executive director of a heavy construction industry, and I thought it was pretty hot business. And I guess pride goes before the fall. So getting into the executor business, you're thrust upon it, you're grieving, you are, or at least I probably should say I was, in a realm where everybody has a high level of expertise, attorneys and accountants notwithstanding. They deal with it every day. They're talking a mile a minute. Yeah. And I'm just having trouble catching up with everything, even though I'm probably not the brightest guy in the room, but I'm probably not the dumbest guy in the room either. And I just felt, at a disadvantage. I felt overwhelmed, and I was missing things. And I just said, I need to go look for something for help. I didn't want a program or a how-to or something like that. All that stuff is helpful, but that can be an executorium too, just to know that those things are out there. But, just there's no magazine for executors. There's no make me feel comfortable about going to sell my gold. Not that there was a ton of gold, but, I went to 47th Street in Manhattan and walked down there and went to the, bunch of booths and just, waded in, and that was an experience.
My people down there.
And then I had a dirty water hot dog on 6th Avenue.
That sounds like a fun day. So Ellen says, this is my response, Ellen, or my reaction. You said that she's working with a third estate client. Congratulations. And they're always asking for providers. And you have some, but you provide more options. I think that's what's here is, it's not that I don't have a deep Rolodex. I think I have a great Rolodex, but to find one more great provider for me is the difference maker, something that gets me excited. And so, Ellen, I think you're right on. This is really for professionals as well as amateurs, right? The executors, by definition, are amateurs. They're doing it once, maybe, and yet there also is a class of professional executors called fiduciaries. They may also find this helpful because they tend to take on large projects, multiple states, multiple counties. And again, for you guys to fill up this list is going to give you a chance to participate as well. I saw another question. So here's a question Claudia asked. I don't know if it's personal, feel free to pass on to George, but how are you marketing the website? What are you doing? Obviously, those of us who are on it are going to help expose it. And I'm determined to personally to promote this on my social media and Facebook groups and such. But what are you doing to market this?
Well, it's young in the process. It's a good question. We've developed a Facebook group. We obviously have social media channels out there. Outreach to the different not-for-profit bodies. I'm a not-for-profit alumni. I don't even know if that's correct terminology, but anyway, I think you get my drift. That's a great way to reach, these, beds of professional categories, appraisers, probate attorneys, elder care attorneys, even estate planning, fiduciary professionals. There is the you're probably aware, all of you, the Brokers Association of Southeast Oshkosh. There's an association for everything. Right. So as an old association guy, press releases and reaching out to those organizations just to spread the word. And it's trickling in. It's coming. It's I'll be honest, it's harder work than I thought. That's why I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I won't call my day job, because I've moved a lot more of my time and resources to Executorium recently, is I am a marketing consultant for the heavy construction industry. So, last Tuesday I was in a deep excavation in Queens, taking photographs and, doing photography studies and preparing a case history for a geotechnical contractor in New York. So, marketing's my bailiwick. I haven't gone full on. This is such a great opportunity. And then Bill inspired me to start a YouTube channel, which I was really embarrassed to tell him I did not have already. So I was fooling around with Adobe Premiere today to prepare the 90-second video of how to register for Executorium. I'd hoped to have that ready this evening. But then my son came home and man plans and God laughs.
Life. So, somebody mentioned here, and this, this is so true. Kim says, my cousin's been executor 4 times for family members. My wife and I, unfortunately, had four such experiences. And I have to say it was a full-time job. Kim, in California, I'm not sure where you're located. In California, the probate code actually has compensation for the executor. It caps it on $1 million estate at $23,000. You think about that, and it's the gross estate, not the net, meaning a house worth $1 million with a $600,000 loan. It's not based on the $400,000 equity. It's on the total million, because it is a full-time job. The court recognizes there's time involved and energy involved in doing these things. Sometimes, though, that money, family members look at that as their money, and if they charge the fees and there's multiple heirs, the other heirs can sometimes feel cheated. So it's a delicate balance between not wasting your time and doing a good job, and then not getting paid for it or getting paid for it, and how that works out. So, and then Claudia says that she recently completed 2 probate sales for the same heirs, and it was a nightmare for them. Yeah, it's a challenge. Something, I think everything in life is harder than you imagine when you start. I heard Grant Cardone the other day talk about business. These are my business mentors. He said, even if you have the best product in the market by far, and you give it away for free, it's 10 times as much work to get people to buy it than you would imagine. Now, how's that for a thought? Right? Even if you're the best by far, and even if you give away for free, just to get over the noise that people have in their lives. And so when you talk about executors, they have the normal life, and now they have the noise of the whole estate. They got the car, the gold, the personal property, the junk, the squatter, the this, the that, the fence, the mortgage, the taxes, insurance of somebody else's house on top of their own. And so that's where this program comes in. Okay, let's see here. Thank you, Phil. Great. Refer executors to site. So Kim asked, would you refer executors to the site? And I would say my thinking is you have two options. One is yes, right? You can share that. But more than that, it'd be for you. It'd be for you to, I think, the way I see this myself as a professional, is I'm going to be on there. I'd love to get referrals. And then I'm going to talk to my providers to get them on there to help promote their business as another excuse to contact them and reach out to them. Then I'm going to call the providers that are in my area on there that I don't know to try to market to them and try to create a sense of a market. I was talking to George. I'd love to create more of a sense of a network within this group. And that all those things can happen. It just takes time and money. And so if enough of us sign up and we drive more traffic to it and drive more advertising revenue, then those things are possible. If you're in the beginning, then you have the chance to take advantage of it. So I would urge you all on this call, unless you don't need more business, if you're a professional in any of those fields, sign up. And I would also urge you to call your friends and family that are in those categories and get them into the program as well. I think it'd be best for everybody. Barbara says she teaches a free workshop for prospects, a free will workshop, combine probate with your presentations. What's the best contact for more information? I'm sorry. So Barbara, that's great. You offer a free will workshop for prospects. Now, if you're not an attorney, you're in California or most states, be careful of what you teach or not. There are licensed document providers who provide low cost or free wills. And there are other ones that will provide them for a small fee, very nominal. I do the same thing. I encourage my customers to go to trustandwill.com for a low cost estate plan or free will to choose to go that way. And I encourage my other attorneys for more complicated estate planning. I think it's a great idea, becoming a free resource to your clients. And then Kim points out, telling your siblings you're getting a percentage of the revenue. That's the challenge of being paid as an executor. Okay, Maria has her contact info. Good. So again, this is meant to be interactive. If you have questions, raise your hand or put a question in the chat box. I'm going to I go through those. I want to try to give everybody a chance to participate. But here's a question. I'm just curious. Who here thinks that adding your profile to this site would be beneficial for you for free? Yeah, let's do it. I mean, imagine if we're in early and at some point George says, oh my gosh, there's too many people. We're going to start charging $200 a year and you're in already. He might not charge us as being in there already.
I won't.
So, okay. So there you go. So it's not a contract. You can't guarantee that, but that's what he's telling you. So to me, number one. Number two, how can it hurt creating value by exposing yourself? There's so many realtor websites that are a waste of time and are really just designed to then market to you. This is not one. We're talking to the founder. He's not really marketing to you, though you have a chance to advertise if you want to. Not so likely, but it's a chance. And so Kim says she's in good. Executorium.com is the website. Good. So George, tell me the funny story. Is there any vendor that's asked to be in here that's not on your list?
Somebody asked to be in here that's not on my list. Somebody we refused?
Well, or allowed in, but they were different. So here's something I've learned about this business. People are not probate professionals, but pretend to be. Like they'll say they're probate expert, but not. They complain about how difficult the business is. Real probate professionals brag about the problems and how they overcame them, right? And so I know talking to you about this, you mentioned a couple, but you build something like this is not easy. And there's times people ask you to do things, you go, no, I'm not going to do that. That's just not in alignment with what our goals are. Is there any vendor that came from another angle that maybe you thought wasn't appropriate, or anybody who wanted to do something that was that you rejected that you thought wasn't really appropriate what you're trying to do?
Well, not quite in the opposite direction, Bill. Actually, we've gotten some early feedback. I'm all ears. And some of the appraisers here in New York were very helpful in helping me to think about a framework for, what qualifies an appraiser without getting into too much vetting and approval, et cetera, and so on. But that's been enormously helpful. I have gotten the odd, just person that doesn't fit any of the categories finding the website and signing up, and that's easy to discourage and disapprove. So
well, one group that pops up, somebody mentioned, that makes sense to me, is estate planners, which would avoid probate. That doesn't serve the executor, except sometimes it does, because, for example, I had a case where there was an executor of a conservatorship. A man was incapacitated, and he never prepared a trust. He owned 50 pieces of property. But one of the things that the executor had to do was create a trust, and then as executor, put the property in the trust on behalf of the conservatee. And so you might think about adding in estate planning as a way to avoid probate or to expedite the process down the road next time around, to simplify the process. And I think sometimes the executor is too late for that estate they're working on, but they're going to go, holy moly, if I had just done this, I would have avoided this problem. Let's go ahead and plan my estate now. It might be a good place to put for somebody, just as an idea. Gus, did you have a question? I saw you unmute yourself, and I had a little background noise. Was there a question you had, or was that just in passing?
Sorry, just an accident. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem at all. Very good. So yeah, that was the one that I came up with.
I think the estate planning angle is a good one, Bill, and it's not even an angle, but it could be helpful to a group of people to, you plan with the end result in mind,
right?
And certainly this is the end result. I mean, it's a heavy topic, so pardon me. I think the estate planner could get something out of it. I wouldn't be listing them because it's the horse is out of the barn,
right?
But they might find some value in visiting and just things to think about, and people in the midst of that process might beg some questions, and again, that's at the heart of this whole thing. Is if I can get people to ask questions that they might not otherwise think of, then my mission's accomplished.
Yeah. Another one that comes to mind for me is professional fiduciaries. You might find people who say, I am way over my head. I'd rather pay somebody else. There are attorneys will do it, but there are other people who are maybe lower priced and more focused, I think, on the administration. Oftentimes are accountants by trade or background, have to be to do it. So that's another group that maybe comes to mind. Barbara mentions that one of her resources is Ladies of Justice, the National Network of Priority Law Firms with discounted subscription fee. Interesting.
Okay,
something else to think about. And and George, the website again is executorium.com. Is the best way to reach him on that web page.
My email is gcompton@executorium.com. If anyone wants to email me directly, I see there are 40 chat questions. I'm not. If I start paying attention to that, I'll lose track of everything else. So I'm not a great multitasker, so I'm wary of that. But anyone is certainly welcome to ask me a question. The phone number is on the website as well. Call me if you like.
That's how I got him.
Just with anybody.
That's how I got him. As simple as that. So again, the email is gcompton@executorium.com. Phone number is on the email. I was on the website, and the website is executorium.com. Again, I just can't ask you all enough. I think this is an amazing opportunity. I know personally, I'm in the process of creating a national referral network. Now, one of the questions somebody asked was, how many counties can somebody put themselves into and sign up for, George?
Well, you can put yourself in one county. This is one of those questions that during the synthesis of developing this site, I wrestled with and had to come to a conclusion. So, should we put people in the counties that they operate, or in the locations of where they're actually physically located? And we settled on the latter. It was just going to be unwieldy to manage somebody saying they wanted to be in 5 different counties because you can't vet it. I think that it would just, it would the farther afield it gets, the less effectiveness it would have for executors. So we've limited it to the county of your location, and if you have two offices and they're spread beyond within two different counties, you're welcome to list them both under two different accounts.
Yeah, I'm in the process of creating a program just for real estate agents to build a team of a certain type of resources. And my requirement is that they be in one county, because I want them to be able to go to that county courthouse. Because I think if you're a real estate agent, now this isn't true for all service providers, but as a real estate agent, I think it's important to be able to go to the courthouse when things require that, whether it be a sale confirmation or if a hearing is required, to meet attorneys there and be a resource there. So that's kind of my thinking. But here in this case, so you can sign up for one county and just pick one. And I think there's room for other people. Let's come from a position of being generous, and let's embrace our colleagues in this industry rather than look at them as competitors, and work together. And I think if we do that, we bring good vendors in. Here's the other thing. If other agents bring in good vendors, other attorneys bring good vendors, we all benefit. So we want to encourage other people to participate and help us build out this list. Okay, and I think Gus hit it on the head. Being professional and a true resource to all people will eventually gain you referrals at a later time. So he says, just up. Gus, I think you hit it on the head. My first coach was Zig Ziglar. He used to say, you can have anything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. And so think of this as a tool to help other people who are, maybe they're hurting emotionally, maybe not, maybe financially, maybe not, maybe they're just overwhelmed with work and stress. But if you can help them get through the process better, more efficiently, in a happier way, we all come out better in the long run, and that will work out for you as well. Okay, that's all I have. George, thank you so much for being on the call today. I really appreciate
Thank you, Bill.
What you do. I appreciate talking to you and your time.
I appreciate it.
We'll continue to stay in touch on this and build this out. For the rest of you, I just encourage you so much, particularly if you're a realtor, don't sign up. Don't just sign up. Sign up and get your good vendors in there. Get them to sign up. Call your accountant. Call your favorite appraiser. Call your favorite accountant. Get them in the system. And let's make this thing a great tool for all of us. Don't make it a secret. Post in your social media that you're doing it. Put your profile in your social media so other people will be encouraged as well. So last question, if you're here in Los Angeles, or just a real quick plug, it's now just about 5 o'clock, and I want to say at 6:30, there's a great live event, the LA County Real Estate Investor Association. I don't get any money in this. I just love this event. About 250 people, real estate related, will show up there in Culver City at the Inman Center. There's a little map. It's at LAREIC.com, LAREIC.com. They have a vendors expo. That's what the talk looks like. About 250 students. That was last month on ADUs. There's a vendor expo with all kinds of vendors there, usually about 50. And tonight's speak will be on how to become a successful wholesaler. Now, I know how to wholesale, but I also work with wholesalers. So for me, it's a great lead generation tool. So that's at 6:30. It's free. LAREIC.com or LAREIC.com is the website. Hope you guys in LA can be there tonight. If I don't see you, please subscribe, like this if you like this, participate in Executorium. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks again, George, and make this your best week ever.